Welcome to What the F***. It's like a suppository for your brain. Let's get a preview of tonight's show from Timothy Walton in the legal department. Timothy, what do we have in store for tonight's show?
Jim, we have a number of disparate issues to discuss tonight. These include whether scientists can really tell us what is cool and what is not. Also, should we show our bad side on Facebook? Do we really want to strive to be perfect? And finally, perhaps most importantly, is Rob Lowe too good looking?
Thank you, Timothy. We'll join you at the end of the show. Hey, they are as sexy as they are smart. But enough about lobotomized dung beetles. Let's meet tonight's panel. In the far chair, it's project manager Kate Swanson. She's so charming. She was the one who convinced Rihanna to make up with Chris Brown. You should use it for good, not bad. Yeah. Sitting next to me is attorney at law Mel Patterson. If precedent-setting legal argument was a noisemaker, he'd get blown on his birthday, and everyone else's birthday too. Finally, in between them, she's my better half. It's Isis Love. She's also the spokeswoman for the Wool Council. If it's just too sheer, it isn't cashmere. Issue number 1. Can you learn to be cool in school? The authors of the book, The Charisma Myth, How Anyone Can Master the Art of Science of Personal Magnetism, believe that they have figured out coolness and that anybody can be cool. They define cool as not having to try too hard, giving an air of confidence, knowing when to break the rules, getting to your cocky place inside your head, and finally knowing when to turn on the coolness. But there is another interpretation of cool. I guess that's the alternative to the transparent pants, Mel. Anyways. Kate, coolness, the definition of cool, agree or disagree?
It sounded like a pretty good definition of cool. If I was trying to be cool, I'd, try to look like I wasn't trying to be cool, number one.
Right.
And let my bad self out, whatever that is exactly.
Do you have a bad side? Do you have a bad self?
I'm trying to work on it, and I think it's maybe a little bit late. I should have done it earlier in my lifetime, but
it's never too late to be bad, baby.
Oh, good.
Well, let's see here. Given the factors of cool, do you have what was it? Can you describe then what the opposite of cool would be, other than uncool?
A lot of engineers are not cool.
Okay, but how would you describe the quality of
don't know really what to wear, unsure of yourself, stuttering, afraid to look women in the eye.
Okay. So a little bit of struggling.
Struggling.
Earnest.
Over earnest, yeah.
Loss of composure.
Right.
Right. So basically anything that happens when a project goes south, right?
It's true.
Which is a typical day at work for you, right?
Yeah. I'm not surrounded by cool. That is for sure.
You are the cool in the donut of uncool, right? You're the hole in the donut of uncoolness, is that right?
What? No, I'm the donut hole.
Yeah, you're the hole in the donut of uncoolness. You're the empty middle, right? That's a... Just grasp around.
I'm trying.
Well, as a lawyer, you're around people who are very earnest, serious, and always are trying really hard. So what's your take on this?
Well, I mean, first of all, cool cannot be bottled.
Right.
And, I'm more from the Arthur Fonzarelli school of cool. I was the Melv, actually.
You were what's the Melf?
The Melv.
Which, okay, yeah. See, I'm a little bit younger than you, Mel. So you're have to
that's true. That's true. Well, it's the equivalent of the Fonz.
Okay. Where was this Melf? Was this on like Alf? Is this like Alf's?
I get it.
Young people. What can I say?
Like Alf, actually. Now that I
He
remember.
does look like Alf. You mean like a puppet with a hand stuck up his bum? Okay, there you go. Okay, but so do you buy this definition of cool?
What definition of cool?
What I just gave up on the teleprompter.
See, he's so cool, he doesn't care about
That's it. He's breaking the rules right now,
That's
baby.
right,
Do you really think you're being cool right now, Mel?
I am cool.
Mm-hmm.
I exude an air of confidence, do I not?
No, it's an air of something else.
That's not what Isis Love told me.
Sorry, honey, I think that's my whole life giving out allergens.
Methane.
You would know.
Actually, it's the hydrogen sulfide that is the odor. Methane is actually odorless. But hey, Pookie, you remember when we first met and how I courted you, right?
Yeah, I do, baby.
Yeah, I tried real hard, didn't I?
Yeah, it was pretty pathetic and laughable, but I gave you another try anyway.
Yeah, I was very earnest.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I wrote that really bad poetry.
Yeah, but it was sweet and kind of pathetic, kind of sad way.
Yeah. So based on that, would you buy this as a definition of cool, given as a compare and contrast?
Well, honey, actually, this is probably the best time to be honest with you. The first 2 dates actually were because I lost a bet with a friend of mine. But you know what? You know what I really love about you, honey, is that you offset your obsession with coolness with passion. And I'd really much rather you put aside that whole trying to fit in and be cool thing and just get all with me and get all passionate. And honestly, coolness is not what I'm looking for, sweetheart.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were looking for a ram.
Well, and we're working towards that, aren't we, dear? You're still not quite getting the meaning of, honey, I'm horny, but we're going to get there.
No, that's a goat. That's a goat. All right. But, no, so, okay, then I'll throw it out to the paddle. According to the scientists here, coolness can be taught. Agree or disagree?
No.
Disagree.
No, disagree.
Why is that?
Thank you, Isis. It's not a quality that you can learn. It's innate.
Okay.
It's something that you're either born with or you're not. Sort of like, you're born left-handed or you're born right-handed. But
Wait a minute. So you don't think that people can be cool in certain contexts, but totally uncool in other contexts?
No. Cool is cool.
So you're cool even when you're in court. Versus when the cops catch you with your pants down with a prostitute.
That's
You're
only
cool
at baseball games. Now,
you
at a baseball game.
You have to be cool at the baseball game. I mean, you have to act like you planned it all that way.
You plan to have an erection at a baseball game?
Yes, I mean you have to act that way. I mean,
during the 7th inning stretch too, man.
And honey,
right.
I can tell you that he should go ahead and be confident at that point.
Just embrace it.
That's right. That's right.
All right, I'll leave it at that. Hey, issue number 2: can your friend's hotness cause you to self-hate? A new study finds that bikini selfies and duck-faced photos of Facebook friends can make young women feel worse about their own bodies than comparing themselves to the most beautiful celebrities and models in fashion magazines. Researchers believe social media is more damaging than seeing celebrities in other media because young women think famous celebrities or models are unique and out of reach, but the attractiveness of their peers ought to be attainable. On the other hand, there are things on social media that increase self-esteem.
Come on, Max. Come on. Look over there and make her come to you. Retard.
Ah, well, that always makes me feel better. Hey, Mel, pretty Facebook friends ruining your self-esteem. You buying this or not?
No. I mean, look, I don't spend that much time on social media anyway, but...
Really, Mr. Marvel's Avenger, dude?
Okay. You caught me.
Okay, all right.
I don't count games as social media.
Oh, in that case, then you're good with Words with Friends and Candy Crush, right? So are your beautiful friends causing you to have self-esteem issues
Nope.
as a young woman? That's why you gotta wait for me to finish asking the question.
Mel's too cool for that.
That's true. He's like a young
Yeah.
woman. Hey, Pookie. You're beautiful and all that. Do you find that you're damaging the self-esteem of your fellow flock members?
I have to say, and I just need to say just up front, sweetheart, that I can say this, but you can't. But, when you look at us from a distance, we all kind of look alike. And so, when you get closer, I pretty much surround myself with really beautiful people because I want to look at people equally beautiful as myself. So I don't really get intimidated by the beauty of other people. I figure that I'm looking out at them and I'm enjoying the view. And sweetie, that's part of why I, picked you, because even if you keep your mouth shut and I could just look at you, that's worth something.
No, come on. No. Don't pull the wool over my eyes, babe. You just flock with your friends to avoid the wolves. You figure you're not the slowest one, and your friends will get eaten by the wolves, and you know it.
Well, why do you think I keep on spraining Timothy's little ankle there?
Oh, I just thought he liked to shear you, but anyway.
Still hasn't figured out that wrestling hold that I have.
Ah, yes, the figure 4. Anyways, so Kate, do you find that you're destroying the self-esteem of your friends on social media?
No, I don't think I am.
You don't think you are?
No.
Right. Do you find that your pretty friends damage your self-esteem at all?
No.
Okay, so no bikini selfies for you?
God, no.
Okay. Unlike Mel, right? Unlike Mel.
Well, looking at Mel's does affect me.
Affects me too, girl. I
know,
think,
right?
Really, that last one he posted.
How it affects you?
No.
Okay, I just leave that alone.
No, we know.
That's
know.
right.
Well,
it's a girl
ISIS,
thing.
I think I know how ISIS knows. So, hey, Mel, do you find yourself damaging the self-esteem of your friends by posting your bikini selfies? Now, granted, it is big in Europe, right?
Well,
And Brazil.
what are we talking about? First of all, I mean, when you're talking about something that's big, I want to clarify what we're talking about here.
There he is
Not
bragging
big,
again.
Just bikini selfies. So those are small.
Yeah, well, yeah, those are.
And thankfully, but not too small for your package, right?
All I can say is that, that 30 inches is still there.
I'm just waiting for him to grow a beard at Christmas time, honey. We're going to have to take a break.
When you're wearing the bikini brief, where does it tuck in?
And why would you want to know in the first place?
No, just a physics perspective. I just want to see how you can fit that much mass into that little space.
I'm certainly not going to tell you in front of Isis Love here.
You tell her a lot of things in front
You
of
know
her,
what, baby? You go ahead and tell what
show
you
her a
have
lot
to
of
say.
Apparently, yeah. So
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
yeah, but usually it's not a crotch shot that you identify people with.
Not usually.
Not usually. But,
you're right.
That's true. All right, Mel. You lucked out because I think we're out of time with this segment. On to our first break. And we're back from our first break. Issue number 3, can trying to be perfect end up being a defect? New research suggests that being a perfectionist can have physical side effects in addition to psychological stress. Experts now believe perfectionism can cause physical maladies such as irritable bowel disease, insomnia, heart disease, and even early death. Part of the problem is that perfectionists rarely ask for help because they view asking for help as an imperfection. And they're more likely to blame themselves when they get sick, increasing their recovery time. Speaking of which... See, he tried to do the perfect dive, and look what it got him. I bet you his recovery time is a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, Pookie, perfectionism, health risk, agree or disagree?
Absolutely, sweetheart. I spent a long time being 100% perfect, and I found, and I think you'll probably agree with me, that I'd be really boring if I was perfect. I find perfect people incredibly dull because all they want to do is focus on that one little thing that they have wrong. I embrace my wrongness, and I know you do too, sweetheart. And I think we should roll around and revel in our wrongness. Don't you agree?
I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but what imperfections are you talking about?
Well, and I know we haven't been together long enough for you to really find this out. So, see, in a sense of disclosure, I'm going to just tell you that I like taking men's credit cards and buying jewelry.
Okay.
Don't look in your wallet now, sweetheart, but it's an imperfection that makes me interesting. And it'll make me more interesting the more credit you apply for.
Yeah, boy, you're gonna be disappointed when you try to run that card.
It wouldn't have been the first time for her, so.
That's true. Yeah.
Come here, Santa Claus. Tell me about your credit history.
You won't be able to buy much jewelry on my card. Mel,
Here we go.
perfection, health risk. Is that something you worry about?
It is.
Really?
It really is. I mean, I haven't slept a good night in my entire life, and I do. My doctor says I'm moving towards heart disease. So
Right.
I have high blood pressure. So, and it's a problem for me.
Is that because you are trying to be perfect or embracing the imperfections that you have?
No. It's because I am perfect, and when people try to point out imperfections, it irritates the hell out of me.
Does it really?
Yeah.
What type of imperfections do people point out about you, Mel?
Well, there are a number of them that they try to point out. And
You mean like the erection at the baseball game?
That's not an imperfection.
Oh, it's a feature, not a bug.
That's right.
Okay.
There you go. Now you've got it.
All right. Whip it out the bat when you're not up at the plate. Okay, there you go.
But it's a big bat.
Yeah, right. Mr. Transparent Underwear. Anyways, Kate, what's your take?
I'm not a perfectionist, so I don't live with any.
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess we're healthier.
All right. Well, anyways, so I'll throw this out to the table.
Okay.
If perfectionism is an ailment, what is the treatment?
I think you just have to get used to the idea of everybody being less than perfect and settling for some small level of disappointment as you start learning about your mate or yourself and, realizing that it is the way it is and that's the best you can do is to enjoy it.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking just send Mel over there and he'll tell them all their imperfections, right, Mel?
I think we should call his wife now. Should we call his wife to get a second opinion?
We should.
Oh, yeah. Just everyone should have their spouse come in and, the non-pedestal placing vows and just tell them all their imperfections, right?
That's right.
Right?
That would be a very interesting show.
Okay, that would be an interesting show?
Yeah, the rebuttal show.
The rebuttal show. You suck. All right. But is this an example of, at least perfectionism, is this just an example of too much of a good thing, or is perfectionism in and of itself inherently bad? I'll throw it to the table.
I don't think it's inherently bad.
Really?
Why would it be inherently bad? I mean, it makes other people feel bad sometimes, I suppose, but it
But it doesn't make you feel bad.
doesn't make me feel bad at all.
Okay. So you're okay with that, okay?
I am.
How about the rest? How about the ladies? Too much of a good, merely an excess of a good thing, or something inherently bad? Perfectionism.
No, I think it's just you're that type of person, or you're a relaxed, happy, mellow person.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that really a perfectionist to me is like a big bowl of vanilla ice cream, and I honestly would love a little swirl in there.
Swirl. I think I'm assuming you mean chocolate as opposed.
I want a
to
dark side. I want something that kind of surprises me. I don't want perfect.
Sriracha sauce. Okay, gotcha. Hey, issue number 4. Does Hollywood scorn those with pretty faces born? Brat Pack actor Rob Lowe made some controversial comments about how tough his career has been because of his attractiveness while promoting his new memoir, Love Life, in the New York Times interview. Quote, "There's been unbelievable bias and prejudice against quote-unquote good-looking people. That they can't be in pain or they can't have rough lives or be deep or interesting," unquote, Lowe told the Times. He also lamented the perception that good-looking actors can play comedic roles. For rebuttal, we turn to Hollywood's next big star. Yeah, he's really talented. He's kind of a narcissist. All right. Hey, Pookie, the Hollywood bias against the excessively good-looking. Do you buy this or not?
Oh, absolutely. I tried many times to be an actress, and they just really didn't know what to do with all this beauty. But I do have to say that Rob Lowe got a good trashing in that Liberace movie where he looked like a surprise sex doll most of the movie. I think that he was willing to let people mess with his appearance, and I give him kudos. I think it really broke the whole image of him being even human.
Well, see, I missed that movie, but I think that wasn't that the movie that he used as an example. They made him to be intentionally ugly so that he can get the role.
Honey, there was no potential about it. He looked hideous.
Okay, I'll have to take your word for it since I did miss the movie. You know, because you said that you agree with this. So with your excessive good lookingness, would that be the reason you didn't get that role as an extra in Game of Thrones?
Well, we're still negotiating with the talent scout.
Yeah, you know that you're going to be sacrificed at the end. That role, the sheep gets sacrificed at the end, right?
Well, sweetheart, it's just acting, and it's a very important scene. My death scene is going to be fabulous. It's going to be about half the movie.
Actually, you're just part of the dinner.
Well, they did say something about inviting me to a barbecue, but I had no idea that's what they meant.
Yeah, well, you know. But at least you'll get eaten by famous people.
Yeah, there's some sausage segment or something like that I remember. Never mind.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Mel.
Yeah.
Good-looking people screwed in Hollywood. Buying it or not?
No, I'm not buying it. I don't know what the deal is with Rob Lowe because, I mean, I haven't seen him since West Wing, and he wasn't sporting a beard or anything, so.
Was he ugly in West Wing? I never saw that either.
I'm not a good judge of guys' looks.
He was not ugly.
I'm just
The
not.
man who has erections at
ugly.
baseball games is very judge of looks. All right, I'll take it. Okay. Well, then I'll ask a woman there. Kate, Rob Lowe, ugly, too good looking for his own good. Buying it or not?
You know, Rob Lowe is pretty good looking.
Yes.
I don't think he's too good I think the idea that you can be too good looking for Hollywood is just ridiculous. I think maybe Hollywood has the opposite problem
Really?
of
Well, have you seen those pictures of the actors without their makeup?
that's true.
Right.
They make people look good, but
But you think you have to be fundamentally
I don't
decent
know
looking?
if we've ever seen the real Rob Lowe either.
That's true. Well, you know, I don't know. Maybe that Liberace was the real Rob Lowe.
I don't know.
Oh, boy, that's
Right.
scary.
Oh, okay. So you're okay. All right. But do you feel any sympathy for Mr. Lowe?
No.
No, not at all.
I think he's had a career in Hollywood, and I don't see how he could possibly whine about not getting roles when he's getting roles.
Because
It's
movie
ridiculous.
stars, they're always complaining about something. They have nothing to complain about.
Right. He's not hawking condoms on late night TV or anything like that, right?
What's wrong with that? I tried.
Did you know?
I beg your pardon.
I thought you were going to try for that
you weren't
role,
hawking
sweetheart.
condoms. You were hawking male enhancement pills? Is that right?
On the internet, I think.
They call it the Magnum 30-incher. Is that what you call it? Right? Make your wife sleep 30 inches apart from you because you got morning wood. Right?
Well, you know, what works?
And side effects, baseball games.
Yeah,
Pookie?
disclose that.
Yeah, you being a good looker yourself. Do you have any sympathy for Mr. Lowe?
You know, I think he could have tried harder to tussle himself up and get a little scruffy. And he said he wanted to play a nerd. So don some glasses, shave your head, get some scars, even if they have to be. He could have done something to improve his ugliness.
Get makeup to add some acne, right?
Well,
All right. Hey, on to our second break. And we are back from our second break. Hey, for those of you who would like to send us comments, questions, or otherwise snide remarks, our contact information is below, email and Twitter, somewhere down here somewhere. Hey, we are on to the final segment of this show. This is the fact-checking segment. This is where we learn where we went wrong during the course of the show. And for that, we join Timothy Walton in our legal department. Hey, Timothy, how did we do tonight?
As usual, you guys drive me crazy. There is just so much to cover. I hardly know where to begin. We'll start at the end of the segments with the Rob Lowe issue. Kate, I have to take issue with something you said. We have definitely seen too much of the real Rob Lowe, specifically in his 1988 sex tape with an underage girl.
Yeah, I skipped it too. I didn't want to see naked underage girl. That might get me in trouble.
he looked better in that than he did in that
I
Liberace movie.
think that is a more likely explanation for why he is not getting film roles than because he's too good looking.
Oh, as opposed to we just saw a bad side of him then?
They were all bad sides.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Okay. Let's see. What else? Mel, we have a long list of your imperfections, which we fully expect you to completely ignore.
Well, I suppose you're going to post them on Facebook or someplace, right?
No, we'll put
I don't expect that you will acknowledge any of them.
we'll put it on his pedestal.
He doesn't go on Facebook, remember? He's not a user of social media, as he says.
We'll post it on his Marvel's Alliance game or Candy Crush.
Jim, I think it also needs to be pointed out that Isis Love's most glaring imperfection is that she is attracted to you.
I can't help it. There's something about him.
Well, you know, part of real true love is embracing your partner's imperfections and accepting them as they are, and that's part of the attraction.
There you go, sweetheart. And there's a lot of imperfections that I'm accepting.
But Isis Love, Jim's poetry is really, really bad.
Now, sweetheart, you need to be a little accepting of that. There was a very hot little poem he wrote. It was only 3 lines long. I'm going to let you guess.
I couldn't rhyme Nicaragua.
I think we can all agree that coolness is not what Isis Love is looking for, clearly.
Probably the opposite.
But Mel, you were wrong on this point as well. Cool can be bottled. Send a check or money order to Timothy Walton, care of KMVT. Also, Mel, your defense attorney called. He has requested that you exercise your right of silence.
Not possible.
All right, got a minute left, Timothy.
All right, well, while we're on the topic of bikini selfies, maybe, Jim, you need to consider that shrinkage is an effective way to deal with an excess 29 inches. I know you don't have to worry about an excess 29 inches.
Yeah.
But we need to dwell on Mel's briefs.
Do we really have to dwell on Mel's briefs?
There's not too many guys who dwell on my briefs, I'm telling you right now.
There are not that many women either.
You don't
That's
know
not what
that.
Isis said.
Not going to get quoted by the U.S. Supreme Court.
We can agree on that. Male and female justices together. Yes.
Thankfully.
Okay, 10 seconds, Timothy.
Kate, perfection and happiness are not the only 2 options. Some people actually are imperfect and sad.
Really?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Talk to your husband about that. Hey, we're out of time. Thank you very much for the crew, the panel, and thank you for watching. Later.